welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks with Gany Titan. And we're here on Ruinberg War variant in the assault mode. And I'm in the Spähpanzer 1C. I've been playing that. Now, I haven't been playing it exclusively. But I've been playing it more than T-34-100 and the 45 TP. Because I've been playing that and I've been trying to get the ace tanker on the Hellcat 105, which I've managed to do, and I will be showing that in a later video. But I was also wanted to train up a second crew, a German crew, with at least 6 skills, I suppose, 6 skills plus, by the time that I've finished deleting the Spähpanzer. So the Spähpanzer will lead on to 2 separate tanks at about 100,000 experience each. Yeah, boy, that's a lot of tanks. That's a lot of tanks. That's almost all the tanks. 13. That is all bar 1. And that, snakebite's chasing me. But I don't want to stop and don't want to turn around to shoot him, because there are too many obstacles and I will run into one of them, and the next thing then everybody would shoot me. However, when we're here in the road, turret's slow enough, but we get around and we get the turret onto him and we shoot him. And that takes him out of the way. Now, what was I saying? Yes, Spähpanzer 1C. So I've been playing this for a bit, but I've also been devoting some attention to the Hellcat 105, which I've now kind of given up on because I've achieved the immediate goal. And also I was using a variety of premium tanks, the Capture KV-1, the Craft Panther, and the Russian T-34-88 to train up a German crew to get myself. I want at least 5 or 6 skills, I said, by the time, 6 skills probably, by the time the Spähpanzer is deleted, so that I'll have a crew to put into the Indian Panzer, and then I'll run the Indian Panzer and the HWK-12 in parallel along with the other 2 tanks. So I'm probably going to do it that way this time. I'm going to focus on one tank primarily for periods of time and then switch to the others. The other 2 tanks actually shouldn't be that difficult to elite, because I've actually got them to the top gun, and they're there's only 110,000 experience or thereabouts for either of them to get onto the next tank, which is not a lot. I know it's tier 7 to tier 8, that's usually fairly easy. Now, the problem with being chased into this road by the, snakebite is it's not a great spot for shooting enemy tanks. I have a rather limited set of targets around here. So let's go and look, see if we can look somewhere else. Problem with fighting up in the village, I'd be inclined to go there. I'd definitely go there if I had more help. That little mad dash around, while it did illuminate every tank practically in the enemy team, and yes, it probably was of help to my team, because it's likely or very possible that there would not be the numbers up in the town there around on the E line, E9, E0, that those numbers might not have gone up there if I hadn't actually spotted the entire enemy team. However, I'm now joined by reinforcements around the building here, so that I can now come onto the ridge line, and I'm not going to be the only one here with 3 or 4 tanks with nothing else to be doing except shooting at me. So I've caused the Stuart Emil shouldn't really, but he should have been moving. He shifted to take into account to shoot at me. Now the Craft Panther's not paying attention to me, so I can add my fire. So now he's divided. He's got 2 enemies to deal with, and I can hit him. Look, he's after hitting me back, which is a nice little snapshot. But the Panther is, it's not bad at that sort of thing. And I'm now a one-shot kill for pretty much anything. However, we're pushing from both sides here. The Churchill gun carriage has come out, so I target whatever I can get target on, which was the Churchill gun carriage, and he is gone. And there's only 3 enemy tanks remaining. So we have a Churchill 7 up there, we have a Hellcat 105. Churchill 7 should be a good bet because the likelihood is that he's facing a completely different direction because he's facing off multiple tanks. And while I did that, the other tank destroyer is dead, so there's only the 105 Hellcat left. Now, he doesn't have a lot of hit points left. And, well, I've detected him, he's detected me. We're both in proximity detection. So I'm going to peek the car and see where his gun is pointing. It was pointing towards me, and, well, you know, those tanks come around the other side and they just finished him off quite safely. So 14 spotted, 3 kills, just under 2,000 damage. Very little assistance damage because the spotting run was done so early. But in an urban map, that kind of early spotting is actually, if you survive it, I think it's not worth it if it costs you your tank. But if you manage to survive it, I think it can be useful to the team. But it's not as useful as the presence of your tank over the whole lot. Like, it's not worth throwing the tank away for. Live Oaks. A different ball game. Same tank though. Wasn't too sure how to approach Live Oaks this particular time. I thought I'd start with the same approach. Basically make a scouting run. What I was thinking of doing was I go straight north more or less. Go over the hill through the bushes. Swing around to the left and onto the ditch on the side of that road leading into the town, where the road's on an embankment. So if I'm on the low side of that road in a low profile tank, the Spähpanzer, I'm pretty much immune to fire. Well, I might get hit, but there's very little target to shoot at. And most of the time there wouldn't be any. You really are firing at the roof of the tank, like, and the opportunities would be kind of limited enough. But I might spot stuff. I'd certainly spot stuff moving into the hill there. There was a time, like, earlier this year where, in counter mode in particular, people just didn't want to go into the town. It was almost impossible to get tanks to go into the town. Especially in encounter mode. And it made for very odd games of in Live Oaks. However, they seem to be losing their trepidation about going into the town again, and people are now much more willing to go back into it. That said, you know, I just wondered what the player turnover is, because I don't know whether this player just gets new people to try it out every now and again, but sometimes you just see behaviour that's just very different from what's gone on for the previous number of months. And then it goes on for a certain number of months, this kind of way of playing a map. So Live Oaks went for a couple of months earlier this year and last year, late last year, where just people wouldn't go into the town. Now they seem to be willing to fight it out the town again. So we've picked up a few spots, but because we were sort of angsty about what bush we were in, we missed the opportunity to shoot at the KV-85, and we just got the shot on the IS-2, so I could have been another 200 to 300 points up on damage if I had been paying more attention and being less fidgety about my location. Banana Buster. I missed. I had a lot of trouble hitting the Banana Buster. I still don't like the mercenary names of the tanks. I think one of the problems I have with the mercenary tanks is the names. Some of them is just the look of the tanks, although not as bad as the Chimera, which I think is the most ugliest tank wargaming you get to design. Although the Belleform isn't far behind. But the Banana Buster, yeah, the names Banana Buster sounds like some kind of a fruit punch or a base for a smoothie or something like that, yeah. I'd like 2 Banana Busters and a strawberry milkshake. Thank you very much. Bounced again. Not picking up the spotting damage either. There's a big boy coming in. And IS-2. Put a shot into the IS-2. Yes, that's nice. That always been hit as well from behind. So that IS-2 is actually ripe for the picking. He's a 2-shot kill. And we should be able to do it. That bounced. That was unfortunate. However, his turret was pointing the wrong way. And the turret rotation on these tanks are slow enough, so I should be able to stay around him. We can actually turn and stay around him. We finish him off before he brings his gun to bear. So that's useful, because once you take a flank, it makes the job harder for the rest of the enemy tanks. So there's two of them up here. Now the question is there anybody else? It's our old buddy, the Banana Buster, but we got around into him this time. Did a little busting of our own. And the Tiger 131 comes around looking for justice. Got our driver, but I thought, right, well, he's pointing his gun the wrong way, so that was rather silly of him. I got to do a little bit of a drive-by while nobody's paying attention to me. And then I drive into the dead tank. But it means that I get another shot off, and so a fair bit of damage to that Tiger 131 and Banana Buster. I think I evade the shot there. I have some help, but I need to get around onto the flanks. I want them looking at these guys, not at me. However, there's no way I'm shifting him or getting out past him. So I got to think of a different approach. A slightly different way of doing this. Numbers are starting to tell as well. We had enough coming into the town. Banana Buster is the last man standing in this corner, and he's put around into me. And we finish him off. And now I duck into cover because there's somebody down at the end of the street. There's an AT-8. And my guess is he's not pointing this way, but you know, I don't want to come out when he can see me, just in case he was. Because that would be the end of me, and he's gone. There's only 3 tanks remaining, 2 of them down by the hill there with one of our tank destroyers, who gets rid of one of them. There is 1 remaining tank destroyer and the artillery, and now there is just the artillery, who has just been spotted. And he's making a run for somewhere. And we finish him off, so we get the last kill. Sneaking in our 3rd kill, and well, this game we didn't detect as many, we only spotted 3. However, we did more damage, 2,568. And we also got a bit more assisted damage, 361. We got a 1st class mastery for our troubles. Which again is better result all round, so but we only came number 2 by experience. The E25 came more and actually managed to kill more tanks and do more damage and get more prize medals. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out, and if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.